Hello YouTube, I'm David with the David West channel. Let's try some bow drill this morning. After 3 days of rain, as you can imagine, it was hard to find something that was dry enough to work, and this is not dry. There is saturated wet marks all over it. The bark is still on it. You don't want that. You'd like something that had no bark on it, been exposed to the sun and the wind. But this is the driest piece I could find. It was actually my walking stick. I found it on the ground, cut the top off, which was a Y, and I was going through the woods, I was using it as a walking stick to try to find something. There isn't anything out there any drier than this. So let's go ahead and try it. This part here is promising, but this is saturated with moisture here. And here's another place where it was touching the ground. And this whole end right here is completely saturated. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut off this piece right here, come down about 8 inches and cut it off again. And hopefully we can get past this wet part and have a good dry spindle within. And then we'll investigate some of this other for a good fireboard. All right, here's the spindle. The little short thing. I don't like them under 8 inches. Don't really have a choice. There's a lot of moisture on the surface, but it doesn't appear to be within. So that's good. And then I cut this off, which was adjoining this piece for a possible fireboard. This is not very dry wood. You can see the moisture, especially in this side. And I thought that was a knot, but that's where moisture is soaked into it. Same thing over here. This is where moisture is soaked into it. But I think that this will be the best end for the hot end. And this be our barren block end. Let's round it up now. Good looking spindle. 3/4 of an inch up here, 5/8 of an inch down here. Now usually I come down 2 inches on this end, bring it to a point, but since the spindle is so short, I only came down 1 inch. And that point is on center line. Turn it 90 degrees and it's still on center line. So let's go ahead and make the fireboard now. Couldn't get the twist out of that. It doesn't have to sit flat on the ground. I can adjust it and make it sit sturdy enough, stable enough. And now I have a whole bunch of shavings and feathers to make. Let's get started on that. And this is what I'll get my tinder bundle out of. My shavings and feathers, a little bit of moisture here. A lot of moisture there, but there is some dry stuff that I can get. Good. Well, as you can imagine, it's going to take a lot of time. So I'll go ahead and make up the tinder bundle, and when you come back, we'll be ready to try it all out. All right, now I have to try to get this done before the heat turns off my camera. So I have like 16 short pieces of quartered up pine. Started off, as you saw, about 2 inches, and then all these coarse shavings on top, and then here's the feathers. And I want to put them up on top. Like that, so the wind can get to it. And we'll put that ember right down in the center right there. And let it just cook and dry out these feathers until it goes to flames. And we'll feed those flames with these little sticks here. Let's get started. All right, what have we got here? Materials gathered off the landscape. Pine spindle, pine fireboard, pine kindling, pine fuel wood in the bottom there, pine shavings, pine feathers, and a fat wood bearing block which did not come off of the landscape. Let's go for the burn-in. See if we can make this wet wood produce for us. Now it looked like this divot was drifting to the back, and I don't want to drift to the back, so I did not do as deep a burn-in as I usually do, because if I go ahead and cut my notch, then the spindle will stop drifting to the back and either stabilize or drift a little bit towards the notch. Square point notch. And we might have to do some drying cycles on this, which is nothing more than just doing the burn-in when the steam and the smoke starts coming, to stop and let the steam escape. And just keep doing that until you start producing some dark dust. Then you know that the working surfaces are dry enough to go for the ember. All right. Normally I would let that coalesce, but I don't want to lose any of the heat. It needs to be drying all this out. So let's see if we can bring it to flames now. All right, y'all, do me a favor. Before you leave my channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and in that drop-down list, select all. And do give the video a like. I appreciate you joining me on this one. We'll catch you on the next one. There's a place where I'm not making shade. So there's the fireboard. It did a good job. I did not even have to do any drying cycles. And the spindle. The bearing block end was getting a little bit blunt, but it all worked out pretty good, didn't it?